Hey, I'm Lou and you're watching Live Free and DIY. So today's vlog video is really going to be about my last week's project because I want to talk about a lot of things that I learned. The first thing was when I had the pictures printed, they didn't all fit on one 17 by 11. I mentioned that in the video, and because a traditional coat hanger is about 16.5 inches wide, I needed to print on an 11 by 17. So I took the images and I just printed them on 2 pieces of paper. And I figured what I could do was cut them, combine them, and hopefully it would be fine. And for the most part it was, but I don't know if you can see it very well on camera. You can see the line where they combined. And it looks like that on all of them. Some of them are worse than others, but you can definitely see the line. And so my idea to prevent that, since you don't actually see the sides of the character because your shirt is on them, then I was thinking that you should actually make it shorter, so it's only the maximum of 10.5 inches, so it'll fit on the paper. And then the corners come out as just regular looking coat hangers or whatever you want to do. Just maybe background image or whatever. And since you're not really going to see those anyway, then it won't really make that big of a difference. I didn't really consider that when I made these. So I think the next time I do it, I'm going to make them shorter and just see how that works out. Obviously their head will be smaller. And that's one of the problems with doing it this way. There may be other ways to do this sort of thing too, where you could just use one piece of wood and print directly on the wood. I don't know. I haven't been able to find anything like it. And the Cyberman was actually the best one I made. It was the last one I made of 10 total. There weren't any major flaws with this one, but this major flaw happened after everything was said and done. I glued on this and I clamped it, and I'm not sure what exactly was on here or on my clamp, but it was glue. It may have been that the acrylic finish wasn't completely dry for him for some reason, but when I came to unclamp it, it was completely stuck on there and that ripped off. Otherwise this one would have been basically perfect. Of course you can still see the line, and that's another thing too. You could probably conceal the line if you can find the right, like, cut it along a hairline or something, but that just makes it a lot more complicated. But basically, he was the best one. And this was my 10th attempt. I'll show you my worst attempts that did not get hangers. Now, because I gave up on these, they're not completely finished, so they still look like there's a haze of paper on them. But this guy, you can see all these pieces of paper completely just tore up. And again, that has a lot to do with the amount of pressure you're using, the amount of water you're using. Too much water and it will cause the paper to wrinkle and then rip like this. So basically this wrinkled, and then I went over it and it just like completely demolished it. Not enough water and the paper will also rip, but it will just like tear. And then the amount of pressure you're using is a big deal. So basically you want to do a light pressure with your sponge just being wet enough to be wet, but not dripping wet. And just keep doing it. And another failure. And this was just like, see, like I was rubbing too hard, and so it just kind of came off. It wasn't too wet, but because I was rubbing too hard, the ink came off. Now I have issues on the ones I did go with, like Matt Smith has a little issue right here. It got too wet and just wrinkled, and I broke the seal a little bit. But you can't really see it, and it's not that bad. And this one turned out to be one of the better of them, even though his picture isn't a very high quality picture. I did have an issue that I accidentally got some wood glue and I wasn't able to get it off in time, so it kind of smudged it. The other David Tennant one that was a success had an issue here that happened after. After I did a coat of acrylic, I came back and did a very light sanding, and I put my thumb here to hold it down while I was doing a light sanding, and when I picked my thumb up, the whole thing went with it. And when I peeled my thumb off, the ink was still on my thumb and off his head. So this one would have been a lot better if it wasn't for that. Although there are this issue. This is Newt. I caused an issue here when I did the sanding. I just a little bit too hard right there and caused a little sand mark. I don't think I really explained it very well in the video, but basically this is the hook, and the idea is that you can change which way the hook goes depending on what you want. I think that's about it for the hangers. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'm probably going to make some more, but I am still really happy with the results of these 5. I haven't really been watching anything on Netflix, so if you have any recommendations of something cool to watch, then let me know. But I'll tell you, my 2 favorite videos on YouTube this week were from the same person, Kaumpf. I don't really know if that's how you pronounce her last name, but she made a little tiny Lucille bat from Walking Dead on her drill used as a lathe, and it was really awesome. And then her next video was another Walking Dead inspired Lucille bat that she made as a pepper mill, and I loved that so much. I love them both so much. So I'll put a link to both of those videos in the description of this video. Go check out her stuff. She has a lot of really fun and unique stuff that she does. I think I mentioned a couple vlog videos ago that I sent Jay Bates one of my stickers, and I also sent him some mosquito spray because he's always dealing with mosquitoes in his shop. Well, he sent me a letter back thanking me, and he actually sent a couple stickers with that letter. So I have both of his stickers now. I'm still trying to figure out a place to put all my stickers. I actually met him in the Atlanta woodworking show, but for some reason I didn't get any of his stickers, so I was really glad that he sent them. So, thanks Jay. And if you don't know who he is, I'll put a link to his channel in my description too. Well, thanks for listening to me ramble on. I think I'm going to wrap it up for now. I hope you all have a great weekend, and please hit like and subscribe below. If you enjoy my content, then check me out on Patreon. Follow me on Instagram. That's my most active social network. And if you have any questions about any of my projects, including these, then leave a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks again, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Bye. You want to say hi, Neil?